Hi everyone, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to discuss riding out of the saddle technique. And you might want to ask, do we need another video on the subject? Well, I think yes, of course, because it's my video, but because I struggled really to master the technique. It wasn't easy for me at first. I want to discuss with you how I eventually managed to translate the movement in my head and get better at this very, very useful technique. First of all, we need to clarify the concept on why we need to ride out of the saddle. Of course, it is to convey more power using the weight of the body when you need, for example, either to sprint on the flat or when going uphill to push a harder gear on a steeper section of the route. When spinning around, sitting on the saddle might be too tiring, and in that moment we want to use our weight to add an extra boost to get out of the situation. As you can see, drops are coming on my beautiful Sirocco top. As usual, yes, I got a full kit provided by Sirocco. You can shop using my direct link, and you will be automatically teletransported to a version of their website where prices are even further reduced on top of the available discount. Yes, no need for any other codes. You go there using my link and everything is further discounted, and I do get some help from you, which I'm really grateful. I love the kit, and I don't like the fact that these drops are ruining the overall look, but it is what it is. So understanding the concept of the weight transfer is critical to master the technique of standing on the pedals. And this is where I got the movement wrong at first, because I was simply standing up, keeping the same movement of the legs. I couldn't really get any benefit because I was really not interpreting the weight transfer in the best possible way. The key concept is to use your muscle more in an isometric way than flexing and contracting them. Let me give you an example with a different sport. In boxing, the jab and cross, yes, are effective punches, but at the same time the hooks and the uppercuts are much stronger punches because they are carried with almost a locked arm, and the full weight of the body is transferred onto those two punches. When you stand on the pedals, the full weight of the body goes onto those muscles, and you want to keep them more locked in an isometric way where the muscle doesn't extend and contract for such a long distance. Yes, you need to allow the movement, but when you push down the weight, you want that leg to be as strong as possible, not to collapse under your weight. At least in my head, the understanding of this concept was quite of a awakening. I was just raising myself up and using the same movement. I got straight away tired and I couldn't really hold that position for long. While now, when I either stand on the pedals on the flat or on the heels, I translate forward and I try to stay with my leg reasonably contracted, going in a diagonal way, so forward out of the saddle and higher. Focus just on the weight transfer to the pedal. You don't actually point your toe while keeping the body in the same position. You actually translate forward, and this forward movement doesn't really point your foot on its own. It does move the whole leg, and the angle between the leg and the ankle stays the same. Yes, on isolation your foot is pointed downwards, but because your whole body is rocked forward at 45 degrees. Going uphill, it's easier because the bike would be naturally climbing up, so you would be vertical, but again in a similar position as if you were in the flat. In both cases, a very strong core is needed to maintain the balance. The hands on the lever, secure, hood's position, or maybe like Pantani used to do on the drops. This is really up to you. Many sprinters on the flat use the drops, of course, to maintain even a stronger hold on the handlebars, but it's definitely down to your core to maintain the balance while moving forward and at the same time pushing the pedal backwards to maintain the forces and propel yourself as fast as you can. Another key element of riding out of the saddle is, of course, rocking the bike left and right to make sure that you push as hard as you can on the pedals, and that is a fundamental part of the movement. This is down to the fact that when we ride normally, we do have quite a narrow stance, and inevitably the narrow stance with your feet locked into the cleats will have your knees turn on the inside, and the movement almost resembles the push like the skater or the alpine skiers. So you do have the knees closed and you push hard, trying to maintain the narrow stance. When you stand on the pedals, you have the chance to use the full weight on a straight leg. You can twist the bike to fully engage the leg as straight as possible to maintain the weight directly onto the pedal and push as hard as you can. So once you've done one leg, on the other side will be the same, and you rock the bike on the other side to push as hard as you can with the left leg. So this movement, while you keep the top body in the same position, will allow getting the necessary space between one push and another, gently rocking it side by side, not concentrating on the rocking per se, but concentrating on pushing the leg in the most efficient way. Just meeting one of my followers, yeah. What's your name? Dilip. Oh yeah, thank you. Beautiful bike and very very nice meeting you.
I just met this guy, I passed him and I thought I know this face from somewhere, and then I did a U-turn and came back and said hi. So
of course,
this guy's a legend.
Thank you so much, too nice. Cheers.
Cheers.
Pleasure.
No problem.
Wow, it was great to meet someone, yeah, that recognized me in Richmond Park, and with such a beautiful bike. Yes, Peugeot, I don't know how you want to pronounce. Those were my dream bikes when I was young, and I used to get my bike to the shop to get it repaired, and I used to see these very slim frames ready to race, and yeah, they stayed in my dream. So let me know in the comment your thoughts about standing on the pedals, how you interpret the technique. For me, yes, it's fundamental to sprint away fast, to climb in a more efficient way when needed, without switching to a low gear straight away. You can maybe some short punchy section, push hard standing on the pedals, and come back on the saddle even faster. Such a fantastic place, Richmond Park in southwest London. Those couple of clouds have left, and yes, we got a fantastic evening. As usual, thank you again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.